On Sunday, the nation will recognize its first federal holiday celebrating Juneteenth. But the day actually has been celebrated in the United States for more than 150 years. Tonight, I walk you through what led to a moment in Texas that became a national movement. Decades after the United States gained its independence from Great Britain, anti-slavery politician Abraham Lincoln was elected president, causing southern slaveholding states to remove themselves from the Union, forming the Confederacy. That led to the Civil War.
I think it goes back to that question was the Civil War merely to preserve a union, a nation, or was it to emancipate enslaved people?
A few years into the war, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, signed in 1863, that tried to persuade Confederate states to rejoin the Union. But Dr. Lee Arnold of the Historical Society of Pennsylvania says it didn't include all enslaved people.
You can have someone who's enslaved in, let's say the Deep South, Alabama or Mississippi. They're like, I'm out of here. I heard about this, and they go to Union lines. They're emancipated. Meanwhile, you have enslaved people in Maryland, Delaware, and Kentucky and Missouri who are like, yeah, it doesn't count for me.
That's because border states that had not joined the Confederacy or areas controlled by the Union were not included. Africans there remained enslaved. Slaveholders in Texas kept this news a secret. The Civil War ended in 1865, more than 2 years after Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. Days later, he would be assassinated.
Here we just went through this horrible 4-year war. And then to have the man who, orchestrated and, led the fight, Lincoln, to be assassinated. And I think that probably encouraged and helped the 13th Amendment get passed.
Then on June 19, 1865, a Union general and some 2,000 troops arrived in Galveston Bay, Texas, to tell more than 250,000 freed black people that they no longer had to live enslaved.
Oh, freedom.
Celebrations broke out and Juneteenth was born in Galveston, Texas.
The bill is passed.
It wasn't until hundreds of years later, after numerous attempts, marches, and pleas.
I've been talking Juneteenth to everybody I can get to listen.
President Biden declared it a federal holiday last year, and now it is recognized and celebrated in every state.
And before I'll be a slave.
The tide is going in one, it's going in one direction. And, there are a few little ebbs back, but it's going to continue to move forward.
And go home to my Lord and be free.
And we have to take a moment to recognize producer Princess Harrell, who did an incredible job putting that piece together, and Jason Ryan for the editing. Texas became the first U.S. state to make Juneteenth an official holiday. Now it's recognized in all 50 states. It is a paid holiday in 14, including Pennsylvania, Delaware, and New Jersey.